Hi, so you're interested in kefir. Here's how I do it. I've been doing it for about 6 months and I've learned what to do, what not to do, and honestly, it's personal preference. So this is what mine looks like at the moment. It has been 24 hours sitting at room temperature on my counter. Now I'm going to strain it. I have a stainless steel strainer. It's very fine, and a glass bowl with a silicone spatula. Avoid metal. I just dump it in and scrape out any little bits that may be at the bottom. And then I'm going to take my spatula and I'm just going to work it through the strainer until all the little bits are gone. And it's going to look like cottage cheese a little bit, and you just kind of keep like pressing it through. You're going to have only the kefir grains left in the strainer when you're done. So just keep working them through. Here we only have a little bit left. Now, the longer you let it sit on the counter, the more liquid you're going to have separating out of the kefir. That's just called the whey. It's incredibly nutritious. Don't worry about it. If it gets to that point, just mix it back in. You're totally fine. I actually like to take my kefir whey and make kefir soda out of it. That's a different video. So here I'm going to take my original jar. I only wash this like once a week or every other week. It's totally fine. You don't have to wash it every single time. So you take your kefir grains and you plop them back into your original jar. I scrape the bottom of my strainer like this. Get all the good stuff. And then I'm going to take just basic whole milk. Now, there is absolutely no need to get organic or raw. Kefir grains do work with raw, but they're a little bit harder. So I just get generic store brand whole milk and pour it over my kefir grains. Just like so. And I repeat the process. In the next 24 hours, I'm going to redo this again. Now, the rules on milk. It works with skim, 1%, 2%, any lactose milk. And the only deal is that it will be thicker if it's a more high fat milk, and it will be super runny if it's a lower fat milk like skim. It will work. My kefir grains specifically grow really quickly in whole milk, so that's what I like to use. And here we have our kefir. Now, this is literally ready to drink if you want to drink it lukewarm. I personally don't like that, but I have got some stevia here, pure stevia. And I like to take a little, it's probably, we call it a dunk. That's just a little, like 1 to 2 30-seconds of a teaspoon. It's very little. And we just stir it in and get it all incorporated. And once I get it all incorporated, I stick it into a clean jar. And I usually store it in the refrigerator and wait until it's cold, and then I drink it later that day. Me and my husband and my 3 girls really enjoy the sweetened version of kefir. When you start off, don't start off drinking cups and cups of kefir. Start with like a half a cup and work your way up, because it's incredible. And if your body's not used to it, it will cause your body to react. But it's all good. It's great bacteria for your gut. Now, if your question is, why should I buy kefir grains and make it at home when I can just buy it from the store? Well, you could buy it from the store, but store brands only have 3 to 5 living bacteria in them because of all the pasteurization and everything it has to go through. Making it at home can have up to 35. And so for me personally, it's way worth it, and it's way cheaper because you can buy an entire gallon of milk for, $3 to $4 depending on where you live, and make many quarts versus buying one little, I don't know what they are, like maybe 3-4 cups worth of kefir at the store, and that is like $5. So I guess it's just the ease, but for me, it's super simple. It's just in my routine and we make it work. Now, for any reason you're going to go out of town, if you have prior obligations and you just don't have time to strain your kefir, you're like, what am I gonna do? It's gonna over ferment. You're gonna be fine. Just stick it in the fridge. Stick it in the fridge and wait until you can get back to it. They basically go to sleep. They ferment. They still ferment the milk, but it just does it a lot slower. So what I like to do is I wait, until it's separated. If I can't get right to it, I just stick it in the fridge. When I'm ready, I pull it out and I strain it and I put them back on the counter. Now, say if your kefir grains are growing too quickly and you don't know where to put them, because the more kefir grains you have, the faster your milk is going to ferment. I typically say 1 tablespoon is plenty enough to ferment 1 quart of milk. So if you get more than that, if your kefir grains begin to grow and you're like, what do I do? You can eat them. You can stick them in your compost. You can feed them to chickens. Or what I like to do is I like to stick them in a smaller jar like this with milk and store them in the fridge for if you end up killing yours or if you want to give them to friends and family. That's what I do personally. So I hope this helps, and I hope that you really thrive at your kefir journey. Thanks for watching.